Hey, Jackson back here at Song Mentor, and today's relaxed selection is the Beatles' I'll Be Back. And I will confess that I've included this in the Song Mentor collection because it's a personal favorite of mine. It was put last on the Hard Day's Night LP because George Martin believed that LP should begin and end with a bang. So that's a tribute to the song. It's the credits go to Lennon and McCartney, but it is a John Lennon composition. Just a great song with a lot of edge to it and sort of that moody feel to it that would later follow up with the Rubber Soul LP. The chord sequence was borrowed from Del Shannon, Runaway. And I think you'll recognize that, but there's a lot more to this song. Here we go, the Beatles, I'll Be Back. All right, what a great song, and we have a really nice campfire version for you here today. Although I must say that this song by nature is sort of a campfire type of song. It's easy strumming, easy chording kind of thing. There's a few little tricks in it that are going to challenge you a little bit, but generally speaking, pretty straightforward. There are a few chords though, so let's get started with that. The chords you need for I'll Be Back. The bass chord, you need an A minor. You need an open A chord. You need a B sus chord, and normally, B sus chord is pretty complicated. You bar this, and then you get your third finger there to make the A formation there, and then you get your pinky here to make the sus. But in this particular chord, you're picking through this chord, and you're only picking strings 4, 3, and 2. So I'm just going to say, just do this. Take your forefinger and put it across the 4th fret, 4, 3, and 2, and then add your third finger to the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Because those are the 3 notes you play as far as the B sus chord goes. So it's a B sus, it's just played in a much easier fashion. It's much easier to grab that than get into all this kind of stuff. So and there's that little formation right there. You also need an F major 7 chord, beautiful jazzy chord. And that's, of course, when that's played, it's played with the E string open. Now if you slide this up 2 frets, you get an equally impressive, if not more impressive sounding chord that I can't find out the name of. But I mean, if this is F major 7, this is G major 7 with an open E. But I defy, if you find out what this chord is called, please let me know. So you need that one, the F major 7, and 2 frets above. Now you could play a G chord for this spot. It's, you know, if you break my heart, I'll go. But here's what we're going to do. You know, if you break my heart, I'll go. Doesn't that sound better? So that's why we're playing that chord. It's just the F major 7 moved up 2 frets. You also need an F sharp minor. You need a B minor. B minor bar chord, a C sharp minor bar chord. Mixed in here somewhere, we need a B7, just a traditional open B7 chord. And then we need an open E chord and an open D chord. We're also going to play around a little bit optionally to playing the B minor at one point. We're going to play around with this. I don't want to name all those chords. I'm just letting you know ahead of time they will be in there, and it's just for one section of the song. I think I got them all. I hope I got them all. The chords for I'll Be Back. All right, let's start with the intro, and that's just that B sus chord. I'm just going to pick down on 4, 3, and 2. And then go to the open A chord, and I'll show you the strumming nice and slowly here. Do that again. And then back to the B sus. So we alternate in the intro and the outro of the song between the B sus A and B sus A minor. And for the intro, it starts right away. It's For the outro, we're going to play it, we'll get to that near the end of the song, but we're going to double up on that intro section a little bit. So that's the intro. And then we're into that chord. All right, let's take a look at a verse and the verse section and the strumming pattern that goes with it. Okay, the verse starts on the A minor chord, and here's the progression, nice and slow for you. That's a half verse. So it takes us from A minor to that chord, the F major 7, to the open E, to an A, and then the intro. And then we double up and do that whole business again. Let's take a look at the strumming nice and slowly. Let's put some lyrics to it.
You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. 'Cause I told you once before goodbye, but I came back again.
Well, already we have evidence of two of the reasons why I love this song so much. Number one is the presence of minor and major 7 chords, which give the song a really haunting, warm feel. And the second reason, of course, is the simple yet effective harmonies that John and Paul were able to create. And so I couldn't resist putting the harmony in there. Hope you have somebody to sing this with, because it really is a great song to sing with too. Let's move to what I'll call bridge section number 1, if you like. And that starts on an F sharp minor bar chord, moves to a B minor, and then kind of goes back and forth from E to D, and then ends up back at another verse. Okay, so it's like this.
I love you so. I'm the one who wants you. Yes, I'm the one who wants you. Oh, 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 you.
Okay, again, so starts on the F sharp minor. It's just something I do, but I always like when I'm coming back into a verse, especially when it starts with a minor chord, I kind of like to ring through that chord. It lets you know that you're finishing this section and now you're into another verse. Okay, let's do a playthrough of bridge section number 1. Oh, 1, 2.
I love you so. I'm the one who wants you. Yes, I'm the one who wants you. Oh, 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 oh. You could find better things to do.
Okay, one quick thing to notice about that is notice when you switch to the E chord. It's a little bit tricky there, but if you get it matched up with a lyric, you should be fine. I love you so. I'm the one who wants you. Yes, I'm the one who wants you. So it's the second wants, and that's when you switch to the E chord. All right, let's move on to bridge section number 2. All right, here's the essence of bridge section number 2. And we'll play this the easy way, that is just with straight B minor chords to start with, and then I'll show you a variation on that. 1, 2.
I thought that you would realize that when I ran away from you, that you would want me to, but I got a big surprise. Oh, 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 you.
So this starts out with kind of a choppy. And when you switch to the C sharp minor from the B minor, you can get back into the regular strumming pattern and regular rhythm there. But it does start out like this.
I thought that you would realize that when I ran away from you.
Okay, here's the variation. Instead of a B minor bar chord with a full bar, we're going to play the B minor this way. Just the, well, basically all I need is the 3 strings, but because I'm used to forming a B minor like this, we'll form it with the 4 strings. But I'm going to pick from 3, 2, 1, from 3 down. So that's the B minor strummed, just the first 3 strings. Then I'm going to make kind of a little A minor chord, as if it were an A minor here, but move everything up 1 string and then up 1 fret. So just take that A minor formation. And all I'm really doing is I'm ending up playing this. We have to have that little bass line, if you like, following this. So the way to do that is, there's your second chord. Your third chord's an open D. And then just take the pointer finger of the D and move it down to the 1st fret, the C note. Like so. So we end up with this. And then the C minor, C sharp minor. Okay, so I'm going to do a playthrough of this, and I'm going to do it with the tricky version. If you don't want to use this tricky version, just play 8 chops down on the B minor chord, or else 2 of each of these. Okay, here's a playthrough of bridge section 2. 1, 2, 3.
I thought that you would realize that if I ran away from you, that you would want me to, but I got a big surprise. Oh, 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 you could find better things to do than to break.
Okay, just before we get to a playthrough, I would be remiss if I didn't show you one of the neatest things the Beatles did with this song. And it happens on the F major 7 chord every time they play it after the first time. So in the first verse, you know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. Second time, 'cause I told you once before goodbye, but I came back again. simple matter of 6 ground strums on the F major 7. The trick is to work it out with the vocal. So in the first verse, you can actually work it out lyrically. 'Cause I told you once before goodbye, but I came back. So it's but, the last strum on the F major 7 is the lyric but, I came back again. Alright, I'm going to use that in the playthrough. I hope you do. Play around with it a little bit first and see if you can fit it in lyrically with all the verses. Here we go.
You know, if you break my heart, I'll go, but I'll be back again. 'Cause I told you once before goodbye, but I came back again. I love you so, I'm the one who wants you. Yes, I'm the one who wants you. Oh, 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 oh. You could find better things to do than to break my heart again. This time I will try to show that I'm not trying to pretend. That you would realize that if I ran away from you, that you would want me to. But I got a big surprise. Oh, 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 oh. You could find better things to do than to break my heart again.
Okay, we didn't finish the whole song there, but just to show you how I would finish it, in a nice campfire version, I would finish it like so. So I would retard the ending a bit, and I would definitely finish on the A major chord as opposed to the A minor chord. All right, let's talk about some fine-tuning. All right, fine-tuning today for I'll Be Back. One of my favorite Beatles songs from the early days. As we mentioned, very moody chords in it, some minors, some major 7s, a little bit of picking, and a little bit of off-tempo strumming. Lots of things to keep you interested and having fun in this song. This lesson goes out to Bob and Peter and the boys in LXS, who brought their wonderful Liverpool band to British Columbia here for several years. And I'll Be Back was just one of the amazing covers they did of Beatles material. All right, there you go. A classic from John Lennon and the Beatles. I'll Be Back. We'll see you next time on Song Mentor.